Tom Jones, a legendary voice and electrifying performer, and one of the most iconic singers of all time. From his breakthrough hit, It's Not Unusual, to classics like Green, Green Grass of Home and She's a Lady, Jones captivated audiences worldwide with his powerful vocals and undeniable stage presence. But behind the fame, his life has been filled with personal struggles, scandals, and heartbreaking moments that few truly know about. Today we take a deep dive into the life and tragic ending of Tom Jones, exploring his rise to superstardom, personal battles, and the health struggles that now define his later years. Tom Jones was born Thomas John Woodward on June 7, 1940, in Treforest, Pontypridd, Glamorgan, Wales, into a working-class family. From a young age, his powerful voice set him apart. He loved singing at family gatherings, participated in school choirs, and was captivated by the music he heard on BBC radio. However, academics never interested him, and by the time he was 16, he decided to leave school. With few options available, he took on various jobs to support himself, working as a laborer and even as a door-to-door salesman, knocking on doors to earn a living. Despite his day jobs, music remained his true passion. In 1963, he joined a local band called Tommy Scott and the Senators, where he became the lead singer. The band quickly gained a following, performing in pubs and clubs across South Wales. Jones's deep, raw voice and magnetic stage presence made them a standout act. They became so popular in the local scene that word of their performances eventually reached London. Jones's big break came in 1964 when Gordon Mills, a successful London-based music manager, took notice of his talent. Mills, who had an eye for discovering new artists, was immediately struck by Jones's powerful voice and natural charisma. Believing that the singer had the potential to make it big, Mills invited him to London to pursue a professional career in music. Mills knew that image mattered just as much as talent. To make Jones more marketable, he decided to give him a new stage name. He settled on Tom Jones, inspired by the title character of the 1963 British film Tom Jones, which had been a major hit at the time. Under Mills's guidance, Jones signed a contract with Decca Records, marking the beginning of what would become a legendary career. Later that year, Jones released his debut single, Chills and Fever, 1964. While the song showcased his impressive vocal ability, it failed to make much of an impact on the charts. However, this minor setback didn't discourage him or Mills. Instead, it set the stage for an even bigger breakthrough, one that would soon catapult Tom Jones to global fame. Although Chills and Fever failed to make an impact, Tom Jones didn't have to wait long for his big break. In 1965, he released It's Not Unusual, and the song became an instant sensation. Almost overnight, he went from a relatively unknown singer to a full-fledged star. His deep, soulful voice, combined with the song's energetic brass arrangement, set him apart from other artists of the time. As It's Not Unusual climbed the charts, Jones's undeniable charisma and commanding stage presence caught the attention of American audiences. His newfound success earned him a coveted invitation to perform on The Ed Sullivan Show, one of the most influential television programs of the era. His appearance on the show introduced him to millions, solidifying his place as an international star. The song became a worldwide hit, reaching number 1, 10 on the U.S. Billboard charts, and making him one of the hottest new acts in the industry. Over time, It's Not Unusual became more than just a hit. It became a pop culture phenomenon. Decades later, the song found new life when it was prominently featured in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, further cementing its status as one of the most recognizable tunes of all time. But for Jones, the song wasn't just a career-defining hit. It also earned him critical recognition. In 1966, he won the Grammy Award for Best New Artist, proving that he wasn't just a passing trend, but a true musical powerhouse. That same year, he recorded Green, Green Grass of Home, a song originally performed by Johnny Darrell. Unlike his previous upbeat singles, this track was a melancholic country ballad telling the heartbreaking story of a man reminiscing about his childhood home before facing execution. Jones's emotional delivery struck a chord with audiences, and the song became a massive success, reaching number one worldwide. In the UK alone, it sold over 1 million copies, making it one of the biggest hits of his career. With back-to-back chart-topping songs, it was clear that Tom Jones was no one-hit wonder. He had officially cemented his place in music history. By 1968, Jones had built an impressive catalog of hits, and his star continued to rise. He was no longer just a recording artist. He was an international entertainer. In 1969, he took his career to the next level by launching his own television variety show, This is Tom Jones. The program, which ran until 1971, was a mix of live performances, celebrity guests, and comedy segments, all centered around Jones's electrifying stage presence. His deep, smooth voice and effortless charm made him a natural entertainer, and viewers around the world tuned in weekly to watch him perform. Throughout the 1970s, Jones embarked on extensive world tours, performing to sold-out crowds across Europe, North America, and beyond. He continued to release hit singles, including She's a Lady Till and The Young New Mexican Puppeteer, further cementing his place as one of the era's leading male vocalists. However, as the 1980s approached, the music landscape was changing. Pop, rock, and new wave artists were dominating the charts, and Jones found it increasingly difficult to maintain his commercial success. For a time, it seemed as though his career was beginning to fade. But just when it looked like his days on the charts were over, he staged an unexpected comeback in 1987 with A Boy from Nowhere. The song, recorded for the musical Matador, marked his return to the singles charts and reminded the world why he was a legend. It was a turning point in his career, proving that his powerful voice, stage presence, and timeless appeal still had the ability to captivate audiences. Following the success of A Boy from Nowhere, Tom Jones entered a new phase of his career, proving that he wasn't just a relic of the past, but an artist capable of evolving with the times. Rather than sticking to the familiar pop and soul sound that had defined his earlier years, he began exploring new collaborations and experimenting with different musical styles. In 1993, he teamed up with legendary singer-songwriter Van Morrison to record Carry a Torch, a song that blended Jones's signature deep vocals with Morrison's blues-infused songwriting. Determined to keep his momentum going, Jones signed a deal with Interscope Records and, in 1994, released The Lead and How to Swing It. This album marked a departure from his usual style, embracing elements of pop, rock, and dance music to appeal to a younger audience. One of the standout tracks, If I Only Knew, became a huge hit, topping the charts in multiple countries and proving that Jones could still command attention in an era dominated by new pop stars. By the late 1990s, Jones was more than just a nostalgic act. He was an artist who could reinvent himself and stay relevant. This was most evident with his 1999 album, Reload, a collection of duets and collaborations with an eclectic mix of contemporary artists. The album featured high-profile partnerships with Natalie Imbruglia, Stereophonics, Van Morrison, Moose T, Robbie Williams, and the Cardigans, among others. Reload became a massive commercial success, introducing Jones to a new generation of music fans and reinforcing his reputation as a performer who could transcend decades and genres. As the 2000s arrived, his resurgence continued. His enduring popularity was recognized in 2000 when he was personally invited by President Bill Clinton to perform at a prestigious New Year's Eve celebration in Washington, D.C. Sharing the stage with some of the biggest artists of the time, the performance was yet another reminder that Tom Jones wasn't just a veteran entertainer. He was a living legend. A few years later, in 2002, he released Mr. Jones, an album that enjoyed moderate success but reaffirmed that his voice and stage presence remained as powerful as ever. Then in 2007, he was invited to perform at the Concert for Diana, a star-studded tribute event at Wembley Stadium that honored Princess Diana's legacy. The event was a global spectacle, and Jones's inclusion in the lineup alongside some of the world's top musicians reflected his ongoing influence in the music industry. Even as he moved into the late 2000s, Jones showed no signs of slowing down. In 2008, he released 24 Hours, an album that leaned into a more contemporary pop sound. The lead single, If He Should Ever Leave You, became a major hit, earning praise for its soulful delivery and modern production. Critics and fans alike celebrated the fact that, after decades in the industry, Jones was still able to reinvent himself while staying true to the powerful voice that had made him famous. In 2010, Jones took another bold step in his career with the release of Praise and Blame, an album that stripped away the polished production of his previous work in favor of a raw blues and gospel-inspired sound. The album received rave reviews, with critics praising its authenticity and emotional depth. It was a departure from the high-energy pop anthems that had made him famous, but it proved that Tom Jones was more than just a hitmaker. He was an artist with unwavering passion for music. Widely regarded as one of Tom Jones's finest works, Praise and Blame reaffirmed his status as a music legend, proving that even after decades in the industry, his voice remained as powerful as ever. With its stripped-down, bluesy sound, the album showcased Jones in a raw and emotional way, winning over critics who had once dismissed him as just a flashy entertainer. His ability to evolve with the times not only kept him relevant, but also earned him newfound respect as a serious artist. His continued success led to a 2012 invitation to become a judge on The Voice UK, one of the biggest reality singing competitions in the world. Joining a panel that included Jessie J, Will.i.am, and Danny O'Donoghue, Jones brought a level of experience and wisdom that few in the industry could match. His role as a mentor gave him the opportunity to guide young artists, sharing knowledge gained from a career that had spanned more than 5 decades. His presence on the show wasn't just about coaching talent. It was a testament to his lasting influence in the music world. Beyond his professional achievements, Jones's personal life was often the subject of public fascination. He married Melinda Linda Trenchard in 1957, his childhood sweetheart, long before he became a global superstar. That same year, the couple welcomed their son, Mark Woodward, who later became his father's manager. Though Jones and Linda remained married for nearly 6 decades, his fame brought challenges to their relationship, especially as his career skyrocketed in the 1960s and 1970s. Jones developed a reputation for his extramarital affairs, many of which were linked to some of the most famous women of the time. One of the most widely reported was his alleged romance with Mary Wilson of the Supremes, as well as a brief involvement with a former Miss World. His legendary status as a ladies' man became part of his public image, though he always maintained that Linda was the only woman who truly mattered to him. Despite his infidelities, the two remained together until her passing in 2016, One of the biggest scandals of Jones's personal life came in 1989 when, after a lengthy legal battle, it was confirmed that he had fathered a son with model Catherine Berkery. The affair had been brief, but the consequences lasted for years. Jones initially denied paternity, but after DNA testing proved he was the father, the court ruled in favor of Berkery. Despite this, Jones refused to have a relationship with his son, a decision that remained one of the most controversial aspects of his personal life. In later interviews, he admitted that he had no emotional connection to the child and had no intention of forming one. Despite the turmoil in his personal life, Jones's impact on the music industry was undeniable. His talent were formally recognized in 1989 when he was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The recognition was a testament to his decades-long influence, proving that his career wasn't just built on fleeting success, it was built on endurance, reinvention, and undeniable talent. In 2000, Tom Jones reached another milestone in his career when he was honored with the Brit Award for Best British Male. This recognition underscored his ability to stay relevant across multiple decades, proving that he was more than just a star of the 1960s and 1970s. He was a timeless performer whose music continued to captivate audiences. Just 3 years later, in 2003, he received yet another Brit Award, this time for Outstanding Contribution to Music. The award recognized not only his decades of success, but also his impact on the industry as a whole. Few artists had managed to maintain such a long and dynamic career, transitioning from rock and roll to pop, country, blues, and even dance music without losing their signature style. His legacy was further cemented in 2006 when he was bestowed with one of the United Kingdom's highest honors. He was knighted by Queen Elizabeth II for his extraordinary contributions to music. Becoming Sir Tom Jones was a fitting tribute to his remarkable career, one that had spanned more than 5 decades, featuring countless hit songs, sold-out performances across the globe, and a relentless dedication to his craft. The knighthood acknowledged not just his success as a musician, but also his cultural impact, as he had become one of Britain's most recognizable and celebrated artists. However, despite his many achievements, Tom Jones has faced deteriorating health in recent years, marking a difficult chapter in his life. After spending decades commanding the stage, known for his boundless energy and electrifying performances, time has inevitably begun to take its toll. Though he has battled health concerns, his legacy in music remains untouchable. Tom Jones's career is a testament to talent, resilience, and longevity in the music industry. For decades, he entertained millions, won countless awards, and left a lasting impact on the world of music. But as time goes on, his health is declining, marking the most challenging chapter of his life. Though his golden years may be fading, his legacy remains as one of the greatest voices in music history. What's your favorite Tom Jones song? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more untold stories of music legends.